ever wanted to learn any language fast? Or you want to get a special skill that not everybody has? Watch this video till the end and find out how fast you can learn Bahasa Indonesia. I first arrived in Indonesia when I was 23 years old. At the time, I couldn't speak even a single word in Bahasa Indonesia. No one was waiting for me at the airport, and I had to, all by myself, find a bus to train station, go to the city center, buy train ticket to Yogyakarta, get on the night train with a really big luggage, and survive the 10 hours sleep in a train full of people. Yeah, I still remember. It was a very tough experience because I couldn't communicate with anyone. In Indonesia, there are many small sellers on the train during the entire trip, and you can literally get anything you want to eat or drink. However, because I couldn't speak Bahasa Indonesia during 10 hours journey, I just drank one tea. Fortunately, someone near me was ordering a tea for himself, and I just showed I want to say. But I didn't know how to order food from the sellers, passing me and screaming, "Winko, winko babat, pecel, nasi pecel." I left my home the previous day at 5 in the morning and was getting hungry, but I also was overwhelmed with everything around me. So somehow I've survived 10 hours on the train. You think I got a nice meal after arriving in Yogyakarta? Well, just before getting my first meal after almost 48 hours, I learned one very important word in Bahasa Indonesia. Copet, pickpocket. But let's start from the beginning. First word that you should learn in Bahasa Indonesia is terima kasih, which means thank you. Sometimes people will shorten it and say makasih. You can say thank you after receiving something, asking for directions, or in many other situations. Indonesian is generally a simple language to learn. It doesn't have any forms that you can find in other languages. You just have to learn the words. But Indonesian language can be tricky. Why? There are many meanings for the same word, especially in daily language. For example, word baru means new, like a new car or new shoes. But it can also mean just. I've just finished doing something. Then you say word baru plus verb. For example, baru makan. I've just finished eating. Because makan means eating. If you want to translate baru makan directly into English, it will be new eat or just eat. Simple, isn't it? Another important rule in Indonesian language is the difference between formal language and daily language. If you study the language at the university like me, you learn formal language. But then you even don't know how to order food at the food store on the street. That's why you should practice daily language, Bahasa Indonesia that is used every day by everybody. For example, very often people will ask you, where are you from? Asli mana? Or dari mana? Where are you from? The answer is asli. And tell your country. Asli means origin. You can see that in daily language people always use the short form without any unnecessary words that should be used in formal language. So let's imagine, now you've just arrived in Indonesia and find yourself in the same situation like me. No one is waiting for you at the airport and you have to get to the city all by yourself. What do you do? First ask, di mana ada bus ke Gambir? Where is the bus to Gambir? Gambir is the main train station in Jakarta with trains to many cities in Java. Better tell the name of the station instead of only telling station because there are many stations in Jakarta. After you find the right bus, ask berapa, which means how much. The bus is comfortable and air-conditioned, and the trip will last about 1 hour depending on traffic. Trip by taxi will last also 1 hour but will be much more expensive, so better take a bus. After arriving at the train station, go to the ticket locket and ask, satu tiket ke Jogja malam ini. One ticket to Jogja tonight. Satu means one, and malam ini means tonight. You see, Bahasa Indonesia is easy. When you get the ticket, you can wait for the train in one of many restaurants in Gambir. Do you want to drink tea or coffee? Then say teh, tea, or coffee, coffee. If you want to eat something, you can buy roti, bread, or nasi goreng, fried rice. Simple hot fried rice is probably the safest option to eat on the way in Indonesia. It is always good and will make you full for a few hours. Remember to climb to the right platform before the train arrives, as many trains start the journey in Gambia. After getting on the train, try to enjoy your journey. When I was going to Jogja for the first time, I took the business class train without air condition. Near me was sitting mother with a kid. It was dark and hot. There were a lot of sellers passing by, trying to sell almost anything during the entire journey. I was sitting straight the whole time and didn't know what to do with myself. It was definitely a very harsh experience. But nowadays, trains leaving from Gambia station are executive class with air condition and without random sellers on the way. After arriving in Jogja, surprisingly I wasn't tired and didn't want to sleep. Maybe because of the jet lag. I decided to go out and eat something. And then I've learned another Indonesia word, copet, TikTok. On my very first ride on local bus, I fell down from the bus and almost lost my wallet. During my stay in Yogyakarta, I was mostly walking and didn't want to take bus anymore. But soon I met new friends and very often they were taking me anywhere by motorbike. Motorbike or scooter is the most popular way of transportation, and if you are planning to stay longer in Indonesia, it is a good idea to buy your own motorbike. Indonesian people are very friendly and helpful. You will make new friends fast. And as you start to meet people, be ready for their favorite question. Sudah punya pacar? Sudah means already. Punya means to have, and pacar means girlfriend or boyfriend. Yes, in Bahasa Indonesia you don't find difference between feminine and masculine like in many European languages. So you have to know the context. If you are a man, people will ask you about girlfriend. And if you are a woman, people will ask you about boyfriend. If you answer no, then everyone will say Indonesia pacar will be the best for you. And if you answer yes, then everyone will say cepat nikah, which means marry fast. Indonesia people love children and everyone should marry and have at least 2 kids. Child in Bahasa Indonesia is anak. Western culture, when people want to stay single or don't want to marry, is not understood by people living on the biggest archipelago in the world. Do I have any videos from my first trip to Indonesia? Well, at that time smartphones and YouTube didn't exist yet, so clearly I have only the photos. But Yogyakarta is such an amazing city that doesn't change a lot. When I was there, a local attraction was to walk in between these trees with your eyes covered, and until today this game still exists. There are also many places that I used to visit, but some have been renovated and now look much more modern. However, still in 21st century you can find many traditional places in Yogyakarta. My favorite place to nongkrong, hang out in Jogja, still is Angkringan. Angkringan is basically cheap food store with small portions of food. But these places have really unique atmosphere like from Asia in the 19th century. Most Angkringan opens about 5-6 p.m. and stays open until 3-4 in the morning. Best place for people who can't sleep or get hungry in the middle of the night. Congratulations, now you can say saya bisa bahasa Indonesia. I can speak Bahasa Indonesia. If you want to learn Indonesia language or any other language fast, I recommend you to download Link app, and you can find the link in the description of this video. Download it now and get the first lesson for free. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more travel videos. I still have many interesting stories to tell you. But now thank you for watching and see you in the next video.